What is up, everyone? Welcome back to DSP versus the Internet. We are about to finish up the Ultra member submissions for the week in this video. And then we're going to move on to the randomized playlist of submissions tier, which is people who are the submissions tier members, and hitting random select and see what we watch, you know. I'm actually wondering if we will resume that video we were watching last week of the Porch Pirates stealing stuff. That was a pretty good video. So, well, all right, let's continue on with the Ultra member submissions. There's only 3 left.
He leaves no thirst unquenched,
Uh.
no wall intact, no, unowed. He's a gigantic jug of jubilant juice who's not afraid of a little property damage in the name of hydration. It's the man who sells the Kool-Aid, known simply as the Kool-Aid Man. His high-energy ad campaigns are forever burned into whatever part of our brains controls thirst.
At least if you're a kid from my era, you know, the 1980s and 90s, he was absolutely huge. And now he's just gone, right? Like, I don't think they've done any Kool-Aid branding with Kool-Aid Man, like no commercials or anything for the longest time, right?
Cementing him as a permanent fixture in pop culture and in our hearts. But what is the deal with this guy? How did they come up with the idea for a sentient beverage receptacle that took the world by storm? These are the questions that our parched minds are dying to be satisfied with. So, today we're giving you the refreshing story of whatever happened to the Kool-Aid Man. But before we quench your thirst for knowledge, why don't you quench your need for history by hitting that subscribe button?
Absolutely
then
not.
Head to the comments and let us know what other retro refreshments you want to hear about. For now, oh yeah! Before we talk about the man in the jar, we need to talk about...
Thank you so much to Dick Jones. Dick has just gifted 5 memberships to the community, and I'm sure the community appreciates that. Congrats to everyone who's getting one right now, and thank you, Dick, for supporting React channel here. Thank you.
About the man who started it all. Chemist Edwin Perkins was born in Lewis, Iowa, just before the turn of the 20th century. Around that same time, Edwin's father purchased a general store.
You know, I was just gonna say, I wonder if Kool-Aid was actually one of the earlier powdered drinks, because powdered drinks at one point were very popular, but now you don't really hear about them that much anymore. In fact, most people who've had Kool-Aid today probably bought it from the store pre-made. They probably didn't break the mix and bring it home. That's how I always did it when I was a kid. We had all these powdered drinks. Kool-Aid, like iced tea was a powdered drink. Tang. Anyone ever had Tang? Nestle's Quick. Like, powdered drinks were hugely successful in the 1980s when I was growing up, but then it seems like they got phased out over time.
Moved the family out to Handley, Nebraska to run it. Dad's store had everything a young fledgling chemist would need for early experimentation.
That's true. Crystal Light. Cheetah Man says Crystal Light. I think Crystal Light is more the adult beverage, right? Like, adults would drink Crystal Light, kids would drink the Kool-Aid, and the Tang was like for everyone.
Including packets of Jell-O gelatin dessert mix. 1897's hottest new snack innovation, a powder that turns solid when it gets wet? The future is 1897, baby. Perkins continued to experiment with different products, and by the time he was an adult, he had over 125 self-made products he would sell door to door. By 1927, the most popular item in his arsenal was a fruit-flavored liquid concentrate called Fruit Smack, which was sold in 4-ounce quart glass bottles and, when mixed with a pitcher of water, made a low-cost drink the whole family could enjoy. Perkins knew that concentrated mixes were a slam-dunk marketing endeavor based on how well Jell-O was doing at the time, and decided to focus his energy on ways to make his most popular item more lucrative than ever. The path to a new drink phenomenon began.
Oh, look, Kool-Aid, ADE. So it used to be different. They changed the name over time. A compound for making soft drinks. Just add sugar and now, wait a minute. Soft drink? I thought a soft drink was a carbonated drink. But it's not. Kool-Aid is not carbonated. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not what a soft drink is. Makes 10 glasses. Sherbet. Or sherbet. Sherbet? Man, I don't... It's weird, because when you were a kid, I thought it was sherbet. It's sherbet? Oh. Or sherbet? Sherbet? I thought it was sherbet. It's sherbet? Sherbet. Rich and smooth as velvet. Add only milk and sugar. So if you add just water, you get the drink. If you add milk and sugar and refrigerate, you can make sherbet. Oh. Oh, see, yeah, people are saying soft drinks means no booze. I had no idea. I'm 42 years old. I just learned what soft drink actually means. Wow. So at one point, drinking alcohol was so prominent that they actually categorized everything out there that's not alcoholic as a soft drink. Because the hard drinks were that prominent. Holy crap.
After settling down in Hastings, Nebraska,
That's
Perkins had
wild.
one thing on his mind: sell fruit smack. But some things would need to be adjusted before his product became a household item. First to go was the name itself. After updating the name of the drink to Kool-Aid with an ADE instead of AID, Perkins' next hurdle was getting his flavors to the masses. The glass bottles this proto-Kool-Aid shipped in were fragile and prone to making a sharp, sticky mess during transport. Taking another cue from Jell-O, Perkins fell back to his chemist roots in order to deconstruct his liquid Kool-Aid into an easily boxed and shipped powder form. Once he achieved that, the product really took off, being offered in more places in larger quantities than ever before, and not to mention more flavors, including grape, lemon lime, cherry, orange, raspberry, and strawberry. Not even the Great Depression could stop the meteoric rise of the flavored drink powder, and
No, of course it would be the opposite. People want a flavored drink, but they can't spend a lot of money, so they buy his cheap powder and they make a ton of drinks. So that makes a lot of sense. It would be popular during the Great Depression.
in fact, helped it soar to new heights. Perkins realized that families were struggling, and so he dropped the price of Kool-Aid packets from 10 cents down to a nickel, a gamble that saw profits rise from $383,286 in 1931 to over $1.5 million
Wow.
in just 5 years.
I want you to think about that. 1931, he was making that much money. So he was insanely rich off of this powder. Because back then, that was an insane amount of money.
By that time, the name had changed to the current Kool-Aid, and Perkins Products Company saw steady sales up until 1953, when they were sold to General Foods. With the new ownership came new notoriety and even more sales. It was then that the seeds of Kool-Aid Man would be planted. Business started booming for Kool-Aid in the 1950s. General Foods had taken the popular drink mix to new heights, and after 27 years on the shelves, Kool-Aid required an equally successful ad campaign to further drive the powder purchases. Enter Pitcher Man, the original Kool-Aid mascot and the prototype
Pitcher
of the
Man.
gargantuan glass jar we know today. The 1954 ad and jingle featured a sentient jug of juice with an animated face.
Be sure that the envelope says Kool-Aid.
It was created by Marvin Potts, who got the idea from his child drawing a face on the condensation of a window. Hopefully that kid got a cut of the ad revenue. Pitcher Man was by far the most popular of Potts' advertising creations and was featured in several commercials before being phased out for more recognizable characters such as the Monkees and Bugs Bunny. As the 60s went on, Pitcher Man was seemingly forgotten until General
The Monkees were very popular in the 1960s. I used to watch their reruns of their show in the 1980s. And my parents explained to me that when they were growing up, they were popular. So if you don't know what they are, the Monkees are not a real band, but they were a parody comedy show of a real band, like a traveling band that was supposed to be like popular, almost like the Beatles.
Foods was acquired by Kraft Foods in 1970. When 1975 rolled around, Kraft's advertising execs wanted to give the Pitcher Man character another chance, as well as a full-on makeover. Their new relief pitcher was live action instead of animated, and had grown arms and legs since his last time on TV. These new limbs gave this new mascot a more bombastic appearance and allowed him to commit high-energy acts of property destruction with ease. The producers decided this new version needed to make an entrance and had him literally burst onto the scene through the walls after hearing the phrase, "Hey, Kool-Aid," like if your Alexa device blew up your front door every time you called out to it. With his loud personality, his penchant for hydration, and signature catchphrase, "Oh yeah," this new era of Kool-Aid mascot would end up sticking with the company for all subsequent decades. Of course, everyone refers to him as the Kool-Aid Man, but he had different names throughout the years. At different points during his career, he had been known as Kool-Aid Guy, Captain Kool-Aid, or even his Christian name, Frankie D. Kool-Aid. Like Charles Entertainment Cheese, we assume the D stands for something like delicious, or maybe destruction. Whatever you called him, the anthropomorphic beverage was here to stay.
Wow.
it can be hard to predict which advertising ideas will stick and which will get dumped down the drain.
Yeah, the freaking dude, the 90s were the wildest for kids like advertisements. I just remember you would watch a Saturday morning cartoon show and it would be like Gushers fruit snacks, and it would show a kid and he would like squeeze it and 3D Gushers would like explode out in like a big animation. You'd be like, whoa, and fruit by the foot. And the kid would be like, oh, and his mouth would open and fruit by the foot roll would come out of his mouth and go brrr, across the street. Like, they were the wildest, like, ads ever. And so Kool-Aid Man was definitely one of those most extreme things. You bust through the wall, bust through the streets, destroy everything. It's like, it's a drink. It's a freaking powdered drink. Like, why are we acting like it's world-ending animations and stuff? Like it's, you know, a disaster movie. And this is the kids, I need that. It was just like adrenaline fueled. Almost like kids had to constantly be like pumped full of sugar and like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's time to watch Saturday morning cartoons. Here's a pixie stick. Oh, let's watch it. Yeah, come on, little food by the foot. Come on, little Kool-Aid Man. It was insane. Yeah, the Pop-Tarts too. You're right, the Pop-Tarts commercials. The Pop-Tarts are fucking spinning and shit. Fucking, what is going on? Today, I think commercials have calmed down a lot compared to how they used to be. But then again, today they try a lot of real lame humor that doesn't work. So, I don't know. But yeah, it was wild. Absolutely wild times, man.
But somehow, an 11,000-pound, 6-foot-tall sentient pitcher of juice was just what the doctor ordered, even if the 50-year-old drink wasn't all that healthy. The updated Kool-Aid mascot breathed new life into the Depression-era drink mix and skyrocketed Kool-Aid's popularity in the coming decades. The Kool-Aid Man himself started popping up in advertisements everywhere. At
video
one point,
game,
even
comic
more
books.
recognizable than food industry counterparts Tony the Tiger or Ronald McDonald. What's not to love about a highly destructive glass wrecking ball with a cute animated face? Apparently, nothing. Since Kool-Aid Man graduated into full pop culture icon status in the 1980s, appearing in more and more commercials and causing thousands in home remodeling costs. As the Kool-Aid Man's popularity grew, so did his opportunities to branch out.
Oh, yeah.
The 1980s saw Kool-Aid Man's transformation from drink mascot to cultural superstar. Back then, if your "oh yeah" wasn't a Macho Man Randy Savage impression, you were quoting the colossal drink container. For kids who wanted their thirst quenched now, a man crashing through the walls of a house was exactly the kind of extravagant chaos that sells product. Robert
There's the
Scholar
burst.
from Grey Advertising.
That was when they started selling it big time as liquid was the bursts, which was those plastic bottles with the twist off top. So you would buy like a 6-pack of those and they'd be way more expensive than just getting the powder and making it yourself. But essentially it was pre-packaged. So all you would do is you would put it in the fridge and then the kid would take it to school and just twist the top off and drink it. And it was just like, and it lasted forever too. So
Knew that the Kool-Aid Man could be bigger. And when he took over the ad campaign for the big man in 1988, he had grandiose plans. For starters, the Kool-Aid Man had always been portrayed as a 7-year-old child. But if he were to magically grow up to his teenage years, the opportunities for totally rad activities would grow too. This new, bold, and daring 14-year-old mascot was now old enough to play electric guitar, surf, and, most importantly, finally wear clothes in the form of jeans, sunglasses, sneakers, and cool graphic t-shirts. This wasn't your mama's Kool-Aid Man. This guy was rad. The new wave of gnarly, skate punk Kool-Aid
Just like
Man
everyone in
gave
the
new
90s.
appearances in media outside drink commercials.
thank you to Mr. Jupel for the membership at the submissions level. I guess you'll be submitting some clips next week. Awesome. Thank you.
After having his own short-lived 2-issue comic series published by the General Foods Corporation in 1975, Kool-Aid Man was sent up to the big leagues to be featured in his very own Marvel comic treatment. The series, The Adventures of Kool-Aid Man, produced 3 issues and showcased tales where our hero battles an evil race called the Thirsties. Adventures through a computer and
That's like the Soggies from freaking Captain Crunch, where Captain Crunch would battle basically the problem that all breakfast cereal would become soggy after a few minutes in milk, but Captain Crunch stays crunchy. So he fought the Soggy, so he fights the Thirsties.
and even travels through time to meet Ben Franklin. Why
Yeah.
did we not hear about this in history class? Or at least the final battle in Endgame with all the other Marvel characters. If comics weren't your game, then you could get your fix digitally with the Kool-Aid Man video game for the Atari 2600. The game, which could be claimed for 125 Kool-Aid points, featured a game sprite that slightly resembled Captain Kool-Aid himself, defending a tank of Kool-Aid against the hated Thirsties. I thought his whole thing was quenching thirst. The game was about as good as it sounds, which wasn't very. Despite a poorly received video game and fleeting comic series, the Kool-Aid Man continued his wall-busting antics throughout the 90s.
Did you see that? It was a gun. Hold on a second. That was a gun.
Good as it sounds, which wasn't very. Despite a poorly received video game and fleeting comic series, the Kool-Aid...
Okay, it wasn't. See, I saw it wrong. It's a straw. I thought it was a gun, like a rifle shooting Kool-Aid into her mouth, but it's like a straw. Okay. It still looks incredibly disturbing. But man, I thought for a second, I thought they were shooting a gun into her mouth. I was like, whoa, what the? It looked like a barrel of like a rifle to me. All right, at least they didn't go that far.
Kool-Aid Man continued his wall-busting antics throughout the 90s, as well as pop culture.
Drinking
Kool-Aid's influence was palpable.
How much longer do we have? Oh, 3 more minutes.
Throughout
we
the
could watch
20th century, for better or for worse. Not just for its tasty, sugary sweetness and low price tag, but just the statement, drinking the Kool-Aid, had secured the beverage's place in the lexicon. Of course, the phrase has negative connotations related to the Jonestown cult massacre.
That's
Cult
right.
leader and mass murderer Jim Jones was said to have made his followers drink poison-laced fruit beverage, which was identified as Kool-Aid, though the drink was likely a different knockoff brand of fruit juice. Regardless, ever since the tragedy in 1978, whenever someone gullibly believes in a dangerous or foolish ideology, friends say that they have been drinking the Kool-Aid. By the time the millennium rolled around, the Kool-Aid Man was a well-known pop culture legend. He had an animated makeover in 1994, as well as a slew of fresh new flavors and products with names like Bursts and Jammers. He even made a memorable cameo in a 1999 episode of Family Guy, and continues to be a running gag to this day. The 21st century has been bustling for the man. He's had several makeovers, including another live-action series against an equally large bottle of soda from 2009, followed by a fully CGI transformation in 2013. This latest version answers the long-standing question, does Kool-Aid Man's essence lie in the pitcher or the juice? It turns out it's his pants, and the different flavors are different styles. It all makes sense now.
Wow.
Whether you've noticed him on TV recently or not, Kool-Aid Man's legacy cannot be denied. Reportedly, 90% of kids can recognize Kool-Aid Man on sight, though most younger viewers probably know him strictly from that Family Guy cameo.
Right.
But Kool-Aid's hometown of Hastings, Nebraska has ensured that the memory of Kool-Aid and the man, which bears its name, are immortalized forever. In the Hastings Museum of Natural and Cultural History, you could find many Kool-Aid-related items, including an original costume from 1975, a statue, and vintage powder packets on display. Kool-Aid was even dubbed the official state drink of Nebraska in 1998. In May of 2000, Kool-Aid Man placed his footprints in the cement out front of Mann's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. The spectacle kicked off with the crowd yelling, "Hey Kool-Aid," and our boy doing what he does best, busting through brick walls. Outside of the drink advertisement biz, Kool-Aid Man could be seen in a music video with Lil Jon, the Family Guy mobile game, and even in ads for other products such as Progressive Auto Insurance and the funeral of Mr. Peanut, which is a wild sentence to say. His tears kicked off that whole baby nut viral video that broke the internet a few years back. Kool-Aid Man's legacy of busting through others' property has inspired a social media trend that involves running through walls and fences as fast as you can.
What the
Perpetrators
hell?
from ages 12 to 18 have been arrested all over the country for imitating the challenge. But
What
when will
morons?
someone bring Captain Kool-Aid to justice? Consistent Kool-Aid trends keep the drink at the top of America's favorite drinks list, with more than 26 gallons consumed every second during the summer. If that sounds like your kind of summer, stop by Hastings in August for their 3-day Kool-Aid Days Festival. While there, you could partake in events like a bicycle race, frisbee golf, live music, and of course, Kool-Aid chugging contests.
That's cool. Look at that. All these different flavors they have. Probably ones you like never had. Rare Kool-Aid flavors and stuff, right?
The whole shebang culminates in the crowning of the coveted Miss Kool-Aid Days. Whether you drank it as a child, dyed your hair with it as an edgy teen, or just enjoyed watching a giant tub of liquid rizz up thirsty children at a party, the legacy of the drink and its mascot remains almost 100 years after its invention. So what do you think?
That was a cool video. That was fascinating. I mean, the thing is now, like, he's not popular anymore because, again, I think that style of advertisement has become massively outdated. Like, people don't usually do that kind of crazy advertisement anymore. So he's just a cool relic of the past that can be brought back whenever, but I don't think he's ever going to have relevance in current pop culture anymore, right? Not really. So the final 2 Ultra videos are very short. Let's watch them.
What's the deal, you guys? It's your boy Choppin' Daily, and yes, you read the caption right.
Look at this.
2024, we adding concealer. We making the flyest cuts out here. And the only reason I apply it, guys, is because a lot of clients don't have clear skin. So on the very bottom of the fade, that's where we want to clear it up. And by clearing up the skin, you achieve such a nicer blend. And that's what I'm all in for, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the best cut possible, have all my clients looking fresh and right. So tap in, guys, and barbers.
This is AI, right? They're using AI to superimpose his face on this guy. It's not really him. It's supposed to be like a clip to make fun of him or something, right?
Update your toolbox. Because if you don't, you're going to get left behind.
It's so weird. So basically, they use like concealer to make it look like the hairline or something. I don't know. I'm so confused. I don't get it. I don't get it. But obviously, it's supposed to be not really him. Yeah, see, they're trying to put his name there and everything. Yeah, right.
Right now, you can get any
All right, this is the last Ultra submission, I believe.
size mattress for a twin price.
Full mattress?
Twin price.
Queen mattress?
Twin price.
King mattress?
Twin price. Store-wide sale all day long.
Whoa!
Oh my god! We'll never forget.
There's outrage across
What?
the nation after Miracle
Okay, this person says, I'm the one who submitted that. It's not AI. He's gotten very angry on stream when people bring it up. He gives excuses like it was his barber's idea. It's literally him and his barber. So his barber, I'm so confused. He did that video with his barber, and his barber is using it for an advertisement, but he's embarrassed that he uses concealer. I don't even understand what concealer is. Is he embarrassed because it's makeup or something? The lore around this guy is insane. The lore around this man is nuts. It's way worse than my lore. Like, what my lore is stupid, right? Like, the Wolverine action figure is so dumb. But his lore is like he actually went and made that video, and now he's upset about it because there's makeup, and what? Guys can't wear makeup or something? I don't know. I don't care. This stuff is so dumb. This stuff is so dumb. Oh.
Mattress in San Antonio, Texas, posted this commercial on their Facebook page about a Twin Tower sale.
What better way to remember 9/11 than with a twin tower sale? Right
The video, which has since been removed from the company's Facebook page, has been replaced with an apology letter by the owner of the mattress company.
This is from 2016. They made it a 9/11 sale. Wow. A little insensitive, huh?
Mike Bonanno writes, the video was posted to Facebook without my knowledge or approval from our corporate office in Houston. I say this unequivocally with sincere regret. The video is tasteless and an affront to the men and women who lost their lives on 9/11.
Sharice here with Miracle Mattress.
The store's manager, Sharice Bonanno, who starred in the ad, appeared on local news with a tearful apology.
all day long.
We are not hate, we are love. We're Miracle Mattress. We make miracles happen. It was a stupid.
We are not a hate. We are a love. Did she just...
The ad appeared on local news with a tearful apology.
all day long.
We are not hate, we are love.
We are not hate. We are a love. She's a manager? Does she even understand English? We are not hate. We are a love.
We're Miracle Mattress. We make miracles happen. It was a stupid idea that we sent out. And we apologize for our stupidity, and we really hope you forgive us.
Even with the apology, some aren't quick to forgive. The Miracle Mattress Facebook page has been flooded with comments criticizing their commercial. A Walmart in Panama City, Florida also upset some people after a photo was posted on Twitter of their soda display stacked with Coca-Cola products to represent the Twin Towers under
Yeah,
a
look at
banner
that.
that read, "We will never forget." Following the backlash, a spokesperson for Walmart said the display was taken down. Be sure to watch Inside Edition.
Weird that people think that that would be good and tasteful, right? It's bizarre. Oh, this will be, it happened so long ago. It'll be funny or something. Like, I don't think people think it's ever going to be funny. 9/11 is not a joke, I don't think it ever will be. I think what'll happen is in time, I mean, right now it's been over 20 years. Eventually in time, it fades from memory and it becomes part of history. For many of us who lived through it, we have personal attachment to that day and those moments. But we're going to have generations of people who were born after it and didn't live through it, right? So eventually it's just going to be something in the history books now, right? But I don't think it will ever be a joke. What's funny about that? I don't think there's anything funny about it, right? Yikes. All right. That is it for the Ultra member submissions, which means for the rest of the show, for the rest of the show, we will be doing the standard submissions, right? Standard member submissions. Or excuse me, it's not standard. Submissions tier submissions, which means it's all in a randomized playlist, and everyone has an equal chance to get their videos watched. But I want to say thank you to all the Ultra members. Good stuff this week. Good variety of stuff. And thank you for submitting and supporting the channel as well. All right? All right. In the next part, we get to the submissions tier. See you then.